Alright guys, today we have a 2019 RAV4 push-to-start non-hybrid. It's very similar to the hybrid. Basically it's only a one-wire difference, but I'll make another video just so that whenever you're searching for it, you'll know you're on the right one. We're going to do an ALCA. If they want to add additional remotes, CompuStar has another, basically it's a RF decoder. The part number is FT-D100. And that allows you to add remotes to the ALCA. A lot of the higher end remotes come with the decoder built into the antenna, but if you get some of the cheaper 1-button or 4-button one-way remotes, they do not, so you need that extra part. Anyway, I'm going to flash this part and prep my harness, and then I'll go over everything with you. Alright, so I depend most of the wires that I don't use. I have extra harnesses, so if I ever do need to add any features or options to this ALCA, it's not a big deal. I can just grab one of my extra harnesses. If this is the only unit you have, you may not want to just depin them. You can just cut them short, not really short, but leave a little bit of length to it and tape them up. That way you're safe. So your can high and can low, I tape them up separately because they go to the ECU or BCM, whatever is in this car. And then for your parking lights, you need the white with black, white with red, and your green. Also at the ends of the white with black, white with red, put butt connectors because we need to cut the auto lights. It prevents the auto lights from turning on at night and blinding your neighbors or lighting up your house. And all the rest can be taped up together. They're going to go to the steering shroud. There's right where your SLP connection is. There's power, ground, ignition, and SLP. Pretty simple, basic install. Also try to use the red butt connectors. The wire in this vehicle is really small. Alright, there's my prep, and I grab the box for all my trash whenever I'm working in the vehicle, clean it up after you're done, and I'll see you in the car. Alright, we're in the 2019 RAV4. Basically I take the shroud off, and then I take some screws out of this bottom shroud down here, and I pull my wires down there for the connections at the BCM. We're kind of racing the rain today, so I gotta get a move on it. So here we go. Alright, so what I do is the steering wheel moves, so pull it all the way towards you and up. Now you can turn the vehicle off. And to get rid of the dinging noise temporarily, press the door pin with your left hand. Just like that. And in this plug down here is where you're going to catch your can high and can low, which is tan or brown and purple. Then here is our ALC that we prepped a few minutes ago. Grab some zip ties and start placing everything where it needs to go. Your parking light wires are going to be up here. And then on this vehicle, the SLP connections are right here on the side. And the module I zip tied to the harness that runs over to the center console all the way in the back and kind of level so that it doesn't hit anything back here. It's a little tight, but also try not to trim your zip ties until you get it all mounted back there. Otherwise your zip ties can be kind of sharp and they'll cut you, even though you trim them off as flush as you can. Alright, after you get your connections made, put a zip tie around it so they don't come undone. Also, I like to put an additional zip tie up there for the wire, extra wire that's coming out, the extra can high and the can low wire. Otherwise it'll hang down and it might get caught up on the airbag whenever you're moving the steering wheel in and out. And now we can put all that back. Alright, next is going to be your parking light wires. So as soon as we unplug this, the car thinks that the light's turned on, so it's going to buzz as though you had your lights on. So let's hurry up and do this. The buzzing's annoying. So in this plug, the parking lights is a 3rd pin. In this car, it is green. And then your auto light wire is yellow, so that's the one that you need to cut for the 2 butt connectors right here. So let's go ahead and connect our parking light wire, which is green. So this one I cut a little ways away from the plug. And I strip back enough so that I can fold the wire over on itself because it's such a small gauge wire. One more reason why we use the red butt connectors. If you have some that are for smaller gauge, those would probably work better, but the red ones are a good all-around size for automotive stuff, as well as blue ones. And it doesn't matter which way you connect these on these 2 wires, because all it does is break the connection momentarily. And next is all of our connections at the SLP connector. So it's going to be power, ground, ignition, and the SLP connection. First I connect the ground, which if you do clip up, so the clip side is on the up side, All the way to the right is going to be your ground, which is generally white with black in Toyotas. I normally don't cut that off, but I'm going to so that you guys can see it a little better. Next is the actual SLP connection, which is the center pin of this plug, and on this one is tan or brown, depending on how colorblind you are or your opinion. Next is ignition, which if you're looking at the plug, clip side up, all the way to the left, it's the second from the left because the first one is 12 volts constant, then this one's ignition. Final is 12 volts constant for the white. That's where all the angry pixies come from. So don't ground that out. Alright, so that is all the connections in this vehicle. So now we just need to program it to the vehicle, which is pretty easy. So I'll walk you through that right now. So key on, flashes, lights up red, solid, and then starts to flash green. So key off, still flashing green, turned red, key back on, turn solid green. So now you're good to go. Next we need to test this. So in order to test this, we need to shut all the doors, lock it, and look for see if this has a factory alarm. If it has a factory alarm, then we need to wait until it starts to flash. There's a light in the dash panel of this vehicle that tells you whether or not it's armed or has a factory alarm. So I press the lock. It has lit up solid red, so that means that we need to wait until it starts to flash. That usually takes about 30 seconds. And then you need to step about 10 feet away from the vehicle, press the lock 3 times. Don't do it too fast. You need to do it like 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3. Do not hold it on the 3rd time either, because that will send the lock command repeatedly to the ALCA and it won't work properly. Okay, the factory alarm is set, so I'm going to walk about 10 feet away and remote start it. Alright, the vehicle has remote started, so now you can either do, walk up to the vehicle, put your hand on the doors will unlock. As soon as you open the door, the vehicle will shut off, or you can use your factory key fob to unlock it. And then if you decide that you don't want to go anywhere and you want to shut the vehicle down, you can also do 3 times lock again and the vehicle will shut down. Alright, open the door, vehicle shut off. Seems as though everything's working properly. So next I will put the vehicle back together, test it a few more times, and be on our way. Anyway, have a good day, guys. Comment, subscribe, ask me questions, and I'll try to help you out.